Happy New Year, everybody. It's so amazing to be back again. I had an amazing 2021 and I hope each and every one of you did as well. I know in November and like for the most part of December, I really wasn't active on the channel. And that is because I got a little bit overwhelmed with client work. I had so many like projects to work on and stuff. And then on the 30th or something, I actually fell sick. So the 31st night, I was stuck at home in bed, and it's not like I actually did anything in December. I was just working on client work in December. But then I think when I finally submitted like a majority of it, it really did take a toll on me. So I did fall sick and I'm actually in the recovery stage right now. I have bitter mouth as we speak, but I mean, I feel much better today and I just didn't want to be lying down and staring at the ceiling all of today. I just want to start or like gradually work myself into getting back on the channel. I've stayed out of producing content for you guys for a very, very long time, but yeah, Happy New Year. And since we're in a new year, I mean, there's so much that we're going to do because we have so many days ahead of us. But before we get into all of that, I just want to quickly say that if you made any resolutions for yourself, I do hope that you work hard towards it because nothing good comes easy, to be honest. And it's only when you're consistent, it's only when you keep, pushing yourself to the limit, it's only when you decide not to stay where you are, not to plateau, that is the only time that you're going to see change and see improvement, right? Because I mean, we're all aiming for perfection. We are all aiming to be better versions of ourselves. And the only way that we can do it is to learn from our mistakes. So just sit down, observe all the things, all the moves that you made in 2021. And pardon me for my voice. Like I said, I'm recovering. So if it cracks at a point, please pardon me. But yeah, so just study all the moves that you made in 2021, reflect and figure out if there are things that you can do better. Even if you did meet your targets in 2021, you're setting new ones this year in 2022. And again, just make sure that the moves that you're making are all going to work out in your favor, right? So yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this brand new year. It's a new chance for us to create new opportunities, and I'm looking at creating all these new opportunities with you guys on my channel. And I know that a lot of people also joined in November, December, and then I ghosted. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Joseph and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining my little community. We're growing each and every day and I appreciate that so much. All right, so with all that being said, I want us to go on to a behind the scenes video that I filmed. I filmed this myself actually, and I did a photo shoot with the model and the makeup artist. So this one that you're about to look at, it was more like an afterthought and there really was no plan to it, but I really love the way the images turned out, and that is something that I want you guys to take away. If there's nothing that you learn in this video, I just want you guys to be open to experiment. It's not always that you have to have full control over your sets. Sometimes just allow things to unfold and then you discover that you can create really interesting pieces. So she had this dress after the main shoot that we did, and I really loved the way that it looked on her, and especially with her afro and everything. And then I remember that Kate's backdrop had actually sent me a backdrop that I hadn't used, and I'm really sorry about that, but it's just because, again, of all the things that happened in November and December, I wasn't able to create any content with that. But I got an opportunity to use that backdrop in this video, and it's really worked well. I really love it. The cool thing about it is the fact that it is collapsible. So the other ones that they sent to me are just like fabric, so you can fold it and all of that. But this, they use the, the large reflectors that I normally use. It has like a wire frame in there, and then you can collapse it down into a circle and put it into a bag. It's the same engineering that they use for this. So instead of the reflector material or the diffusion material in there, they rather have a canvas backdrop, and it's double-sided, so you can use either side for your photo shoots. And for this particular one, I decided to use the colorful part, and it really worked well for the set of images that we created. So in the beginning, when I was doing the photo shoots, obviously I had to test my lights, the positioning, the distance, and the good thing is I had an idea of what I wanted. So I had a general idea of where the lighting would be based on what I wanted the mood in the images to be like or to feel like, right? We have like this one color thing going on that's also pretty nice. And on the other side, we have this multicolored surface going on, and that's what I want to use for today's shoot. Then at the top, we have a rim light. So this light is my Godox 8600 BM, and is being modified with a 7-inch cone. And what that's supposed to do is simply add like a rim light or a halo of lights just on top of her head right there. Then when I move back a little bit, we have our aperture light dome 2. I think it's about 120 centimeters, and that's going to be my main light lighting up our subject. And then at the bottom part, we just have this reflector bouncing some of that light back. And if you look at our subject, our beautiful Ejiwa, she's in this very nice vintage looking pink dress. And I also gave her the prop, my phone. Actually, she picked it up as an accessory, and then she just styled everything beautifully like that. Awesome. So I'm going to be shooting with my Sigma 85 1.4 lens, and I'm going to be using my Canon R5, and that pretty much is it. Maybe we'll do some standing shots, and then I'll find a way to let her sit, and then we'll do some sitting shots as well, and then you guys will see how everything comes together. But this is also supposed to let you know that even if you're a professional and you've been shooting for so long, there is never an instance where you're going to get your images like all the time with one click exactly the way you want. You always are going to be moving things around, and sometimes you may have an idea that you want to portray your images, but then you realize that because of the situation that you find yourself in, you may not be able to translate that like perfectly in camera, right? So then you're going to make certain adjustments to accommodate for, you know, the handicaps that you're facing on set. And that's where like you being a professional actually comes to play, because you can actually problem solve on set without your clients even knowing, right? But that wasn't the case in this shoot. I knew what I wanted, but I just needed to fine tune, and the only way I could fine tune I'm sorry about that. The only way I could fine-tune my lighting was to do test shots. The first shots that I took, I realized that the rim light that I had positioned in the frame was a little bit too low, and so it was causing a flare in the frame. And the only way I could avoid that was to raise the light even higher. But then again, my ceilings go so high, so all I had to do now was just to raise it to the maximum. When I did a test shot, it was still flaring, but it wasn't as much as before. And so the other thing that I figured I could do was rather to just pull her off the background a little bit more. And that also helped because I was able to, you know, get a blurrier background, and it also made the background just mix together beautifully, and it really worked well for what I was doing. So after I figured out like the backlight, where it's supposed to be, the intensity of the power and everything, we then just moved on to adding our main light. And I always do this. I start with the less significant lights so that I see exactly what you're doing. And then when I add my main light, it's not going to be overpowering my second light. And I know that these two lights are working together. So all the time, that's one thing, that's one trick too that I want you guys to take away, is start with the lights that are a little bit less significant in your frame, and then you can build off of that. So then you can see exactly what all those little insignificant lights are doing, and then you can make adjustments accordingly. So that's what we did basically, or that's what I did basically, and then I was able to position the main light exactly where I wanted it to be, and then we just went ahead to grab a few frames. I'm shooting with my Canon R5 and the Sigma 85 1.4 art lens, and the reason why I'm doing this is because of how small our backdrop is. I want to compress it, bring it closer to the frame. That is why I'm using a longer lens. I'm also going to be shooting at 1.4 because this lens can do that. And actually the settings I'm using, if you can see, I hope you can see actually. Let me just make it this way. All right, cool. So I'm shooting at 1/200 on the shutter speed f1.4 and ISO 50. On the Canon it goes to L, but that's the same as ISO 50. So that's what we're going to be using. And my flash power, I'm using just one, actually two lights. So the main light, which is in group A, if you can see, is set to 1/64. And then the rim light, which is in group B, hold on, is set to 1/35.7. So these are the settings that I'm going to be using for the shoot, and let's start shooting. Okay. So guys, one thing I always like to do is after I do like some semi-full shots or 3/4, I always want to get portraits as well. So this setup is good enough that I can still get portraits out of it. So I'm just going to come closer with the 85 still, and we'll just try some closer shots. Perfect. Ooh, that's stunning. Just bring your eyes into the camera. So, if only it will focus. Yeah, we've been able to get like some really interesting shots. These were the ones of her sitting, and then when I was testing to figure out if we could do like shots like these, yeah, we got these. Let me actually just go back. Focus, yeah. These are amazing. I really love these shots. I love the way the red fabric even draped in the chair is just amazing. Like the texture, I love all of it. These are really dope. Amazing. But also, if you want to see me editing any of these images that I took, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to make that a follow-up video to this video. And yeah, so that you get a full understanding of like my thought process for shooting and for editing and that kind of thing. That is pretty much everything that happened on set. I really enjoyed the images, the rim lights, and the way it added separation was just so good. I love the fact that I didn't put any soft boxes on that rim light, because that specularity that I got from that little cone, honestly, I feel that is what did all the magic for me. It added like a really nice punch. And the compression of the 85mm 1.4R lens was just amazing. I know for the most part of 2021, I was shooting with my 24-70, and that is an absolutely amazing lens. Ever since I got it, I don't use any of my other primes like my 85 or my 50. Those have become more like specialty lenses, because when I have the 24-70 on it, I'm sorted. Even though it's 2.8, I'm still fine. But in this case, I wanted to get more reach, I wanted to get more compression, I wanted to get like a specialty feel, and I knew that the 85 is what was going to do it for me, and that is why I brought it out for this particular shoot. So yeah, let me know how you feel about this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be sure to do like more videos like this. More importantly, this first quarter, I have like 3 things that I want to release. I filmed a beauty photography workshop. It's ready. I'm done editing and everything. I'm just working on the packaging, and then we'll release it in the first quarter of this year. And then I also have like some 3, actually 2, maybe 3 maybe 3 digital products again that are coming. Like I have a blackout LUT. I don't know if I'm going to make it a LUT or a preset, and then I have a bronze it that is also coming, and I think I have another one which is also in the works. If I'm not able to finish the 3rd one, I will release these 2, including the workshop, in the first quarter of this year. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in it. But until then, if you just want to check out some of my digital products, they are on my store. Just click on the link down below, and then you'll be sure to, you know, support the channel by copying any of them. I'm also going to be running a promo in February, especially because I wasn't able to do anything in December for you guys, so I'm shifting it to February. It's coming really soon. And yeah, let me take this opportunity one more time to say thank you so much for being a part of the journey, a part of this channel. I really appreciate it. And when I was actually not communicating or posting or doing anything on both Instagram and YouTube, a lot of you did reach out to me in my DMs on Instagram asking about like how I'm doing, what's up, like why am I not sharing content. And I was able to reply some of you guys and say that I'm stuck with work and all that. But I mean, this has become like a family that I really honestly wasn't expecting, but you guys are so amazing to the extent that if I don't upload as scheduled, some of you guys do reach out to me, and it's really heartwarming, and I couldn't ask for any more than this. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you do get value out of these videos, please leave a like, because it tells me that you are liking this content and I can create like more of them. I think I'm done. I've said too much for my first video. I'll catch you guys in the next video. And remember, don't ever give up.